Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller. Welcome back to some more Animal Crossing New Horizons. Folks, the commentary audio probably doesn't sound great and the video quality seems a bit off because I am currently at MAGFest. It is, what day is it, Thursday? Great, this is my second day recording MAGFest and I am recording this in my hotel room. I've got my friend Scooter here.
Hi, I'm here again. Did you miss me?
Hi, he's keeping me company. We are sharing the hotel room together, and I am devoted to recording this every single day. But I figure him keeping me company will allow my commentary to become a little more fresh while I do a series of repetitive tasks in this game. And the videos will be in this format for the next 2 or 3 days while I'm still at MAGFest. And I say 2 or 3 because I have to decide what I'm going to do for Sunday. But for Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday, the videos will be in this format. But for now, good evening everyone. Right now in Aquanet, it's 9:46 p.m. on Thursday, January 6, 2022. Yeah, I'm recording this so late in the day because I've been at MAGFest all day. In fact, maybe that's what we'll talk about today. Everything we did today, because we did a lot. We did a lot, and I also kind of want to talk about what conventions are like now, because they're different than they were 2-3 years ago before this game came out. Conventions before Animal Crossing were a lot different than conventions afterward. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it still has the same flow and air to it when you go to a convention, but there are definitely a lot more quote-unquote bits of red tape and barriers you have to go through before you can get to the stuff.
For sure. And then my Switch is kind of freaking out because it's not connected to the internet, so 1 or 2 things are going to have longer load times than usual. And also, Scooter had to remind me, I didn't go on a cat and boat ride yesterday. I really did spend the entire day right here. I basically was like, you want to see how accurate Animal Crossing is to real life? Let me socially distance myself from everybody. Ironic that the video I play while I'm not at my house, I spend the entire time recording at my house. So we also got the Aurora Borealis again, which I think... Oh, I can't move the camera up because my Joy-Cons drift. Oh my god. There we go.
Good God. It's still about the same size as when we finished yesterday.
Yeah, I thought Aurora Borealis only shows up at specific times in the game, and we got lucky that we're seeing it 2 days in a row. Here, I'll do this to celebrate. There you go. And then this is Label. She's cool. She's one of my favorites. On that note, though, I would like to highlight Scooter. Scooter generously bought me pins. He bought me a pin of Pietro, and he bought me a pin of Celeste, who was not here tonight, but she was here the other night. She was here like 2 nights ago, right before I came to MAGFest.
I'm pretty sure there would be a whole different air to this video if Celeste was here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think she can show up on your island twice on the same week. If she can, awesome, but I don't think she will. Bangle, what's going on? Oh yeah, you want me to take your steampunk hat? Oh yeah, she calls me Oni, because she nicknamed me while I switched the game to Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, Oni-chan, big brother.
I was about to say, oh, and he was like, no, Yoshiller's not your brother, stop.
Yeah, but Bangle calls me Oni, I'm not her brother. But yeah, we're going to go on the cat and boat tour, and normally when I go on the cat and boat tours, I mute myself so we can listen to the song. But we can just talk over this if you want.
That's true. Also, just because of the recording setup, you can keep going. Yeah. Just because of the recording setup, we can't, we have it set up where we can't hear the game right now. You guys can hear fine.
Yeah, I had to have it muted so there's not an echo. Because even the slightest thing will create an echo, and I don't know what the audio quality on the video camera is going to be like, so I need to make sure that I can play with it in case it's not great. So I really got to make sure there's no echo in the background. But here we go, guys! I'm talking over the Captain song. Great, it's the same melody each time.
I am totally off sync with it.
Frog, so he can't hit any high notes.
I like how you were monotone, and I tried to sing it, but I know both of us, we're nowhere near where he is in the song right now.
Yeah. But I'll sing the frog song, and if you can, should sing along. I'm not musically gifted, but I promise I can do better than a monotone. Here. Remember whenever you hear the song, life is a trip full of discovery, long...
You know, it works better in Japanese where everything does rhyme better.
Yeah.
Also, I just now noticed that there's a drawing of him inside the boat.
Fun. Well, I need something to do while I hang out on these islands. Now let's see what type of island we get tonight. Oh, it looks like the summer one, which is good because I can go ahead and rip the vines off these walls. And I got Nook Miles for what exactly?
Probably.
Oh, spending Nook Miles.
Hey, you got a discount.
I bet. Yeah, I'm back at 161,000. Great. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a couple of these because they're useful for DIY recipes. And I'm already carrying a couple, so it shouldn't take up an extra inventory slot. Yeah.
Oh, you've got some. I was about to say. I know I've seen those in your videos in the past, but oddly enough, I think, are those considered weeds? Those glowing things?
They are. I don't think they are. I'm not sure because summer hasn't happened again yet, but they count as a different item in my pockets because they go here to glowing moss. But I don't know if they'll grow like weeds. I have no idea.
Because I think it's probably just because they glow, but I do like the look of those a lot.
I like them too.
Like if I were to join the Animal Crossing race, spoilers, I'm probably not.
Mm-hmm.
My island would be like a circle of those all around the perimeter.
Yeah, I wanted to set them on my island as soon as I got them. I couldn't really find a good place for them, but since you need them to craft specific items anyway, I just figured, all right, you know what? I'll just take them. I'm not gonna take every single one, and I'll take like, okay, I'll take like these 2 vines.
Parkour.
Barely. And then I'll head on out of here, and we'll see what I can craft with them. And then today, Scooter, to try and mix things up, I'm going to focus on cooking things today rather than just crafting stuff. So I'll need to see what I can and can't cook. My way of cheesing things for the cooking achievement is to cook pumpkin soup, because I have so many pumpkins on my island that you need 3 of those to make soup, but you can only cook the orange ones. The other colors are used for items that you craft, because when they first introduced pumpkins, it was part of the Halloween batch of items.
All right.
And you'd make scarecrows and stuff. But to craft a scarecrow, it requires a pumpkin, and if you wanted to customize the scarecrow into different colors, that's where you'd use the other color pumpkins.
Oh. Or I guess, because we oddly enough keep coming back to it occasionally. So, Destiny.
Yeah. So, that's where we're at. Anyway, while I'm doing that, though, shall we begin discussing our MAGFest activities that we did for the day? Because I've decided, basically, I'm not going to do a vlog of MAGFest.
Yeah, I'll start it off just by saying for like a majority of the time we were at MAGFest today, we stayed together because most people we knew weren't there yet.
Right.
So, I guess when we go into a split-off mode, we'll do that. But, what is it? I think when we first got there, though, we beeline straight to registration to get our badges.
Well, we can start before that. We can start from we woke up. We're not at the Gaylord Hotel, which is where MAGFest is. Normally, if you're at the Gaylord Hotel, you can get up whenever you want and go to MAGFest whenever you want, and then when you're done, you just go back upstairs. I really tried to get us a hotel room at the Gaylord. I really did.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand that when there's a convention at a hotel, everybody else is also trying to get a room in the exact same hotel.
And I think I told the story before. Now, I don't know if this is pertinent to MAGFest 2020. I'm going to say the year specifically, so in case that you see this video in the future, it makes more sense. But MAGFest as of 2018, and I also want to say 2013, or not 2013, 2012, so 2018 specifically, if you wanted to get a room at the Gaylord, you had to sit in a virtual queue.
You have to do the same thing this time.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so it's still the same. You have to sit in a virtual queue. You are selected at random, not by order of which you join the queue. And then you have, I don't know if they shortened it, but you have half an hour tops to finish your reservation for a hotel room. If you take too long, you're kicked back out into the waiting list.
That's correct. Now, I got in the queue. I registered the day we were supposed to register. I guess I probably was like a couple minutes late. I know I wasn't right on the dot. And even then, the Gaylord room sold out immediately. And mind you, this is with the pandemic going around. So there's going to be fewer people that are going to want to go to MAGFest. But, the fact of the matter is there still are thousands of people that are attending MAGFest. So those that are in attendance will also want dibs at the Gaylord Hotel. So I really tried. I couldn't get it. I also couldn't get the hotel that's like across the street from it. So I had to settle for an adjacent, or not an adjacent hotel, a nearby hotel that offers free breakfast at least.
I'm about to say, here's a silver lining. Gaylord does not offer breakfast. The place we're staying at, the Escort Suites.
Embassy Suites.
Embassy Suites, thank you. The Embassy Suites offers free breakfast up until 9 a.m. I think.
9:30 on weekdays, 10 a.m. on weekends.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, because we're recording this on Thursday.
Balloon.
Thank you. Because we're recording this on Thursday, that means tomorrow, if Scooter and I want to get that free breakfast, we have to get it before 9:30, which is what we did this morning. And
which, for me, That means I have to get up sometime before 10:30. Oh no, for Yoshiller, that means he has to get before 6:30, isn't it?
Based on time zones, yeah. So 9:30 Eastern time, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. And usually my strategy when I go to conventions is to eat a big breakfast, so I don't have to worry as much about. I have to go to a different machine to deposit these bells. I got too many bells, Scooter.
I got the times wrong too. I said 10:30. I'm apparently I live in Cuba.
Yeah. So it's East. I usually have Pacific time.
Right.
I'm usually in Los Angeles. Now, yesterday I did set my switch to Eastern time, which is what you were seeing here, because I'm going to do the time zones based on where I'm playing the game, right? But yeah, that basically means I was eating breakfast at the equivalent of 6:30 in my time. A little earlier, because we actually got breakfast at 9.
Right.
So, that's fine. What I was trying to say is, when I go to conventions, my strategy is to have a big breakfast. And the reason for that is because I want to stay at the convention as much as possible. So if I have a big enough breakfast, I usually don't have to leave to go grab lunch. When I go to E3, I usually do the opposite. I kind of skip breakfast, and I get to the convention center as quickly as I can, and then I grab lunch across the street from the convention center, because that's where the smash burger and everything is. The actual convention center has overpriced pizza slices and whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had a big breakfast. We went downstairs, and then there's a little bar that you can order at, and you can choose to get an omelet or you can choose to get pancakes. And so Scooter and I both got pancakes.
Both got pancakes. We both did a return trip, and each of us got sausage and bacon.
Yeah, I got my proteins, that's for sure.
That was my thought process, like get plenty of proteins, because there's probably not going to be a lot of chance for protein as the day goes on.
Right. So I got some pancakes, we got some sausage, we got some bacon, and then I had a glass of milk with my pancakes, and then after I downed the pancakes and went back for more proteins, I got a glass of orange juice. So I had one of your stereotypical breakfasts that you see in the commercials, minus the bowl of cereal. I almost got a bowl of Fruit Loops. I'm grabbing...
Sorry.
I just want to make sure I'm only grabbing orange pumpkins. That's good. So I almost got a bowl of Fruit Loops, but at that point I had so much meat that I was pretty full of.
Okay. Also, I keep forgetting. I need to remember that you are red yellow, or is it red, or is it green yellow?
For what?
Your color blindness.
I'm colorblind for all colors.
Okay.
If two colors if two shades of a color are too close to each other, I can't tell the difference. Which is why here I want to make sure I was grabbing orange and not green or yellow.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to make sure, because I need to remember, because I was like, okay, here, maybe you're seeing eye dog, so you're not doing guesswork.
Yeah, so color blindness is a bit of a vague term. Some people think when you say you're colorblind, they think you see, like, grayscale. That's not where I'm at. But it's not like I can't see certain colors either. It's just when two colors, like a blue and a purple, are next to each other, I might see them as both blue or both purple.
Right.
And I've had that happen in this game.
Yeah, my dad's the same way. Like, my dad's the same way where, and he's also construction managers, and he deals with all parts of it. So if he's ever has to run electrical wiring or make his own Ethernet cables, I'm like 2 feet or 2 inches behind him and say, no, that's brown, not yellow. No, that's green, not blue.
Sure. So it happens, and I didn't know I was colorblind until 11th grade. No, maybe even my senior year. I didn't know, because that's when I started wearing glasses. I didn't know I needed glasses. I always sat at the front. And even in classes where we were allowed to choose our seats, I sat at the front.
There's still more orange pumpkins if you wanted more.
Are there more?
Oh, there's a lot more. You're standing up.
That is orange. Thank you.
That one's right there. Right. Yep, that one. Not the one above you.
Yeah, but that one. If I accidentally grab the wrong one, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a couple at the bottom that are orange. Great. I didn't know I was colorblind until I needed glasses.
That one.
And I didn't know, because what happened was I went to the DMV. And I was trying to do the reading test there, and I couldn't do it. I didn't understand, and so they were like, "Well, we can't push you further to take the written exam or to take a driving exam or something." And I was like, "What?" I didn't even know this was going to be an issue. So I had to go to the optometrist the following day, and they were like, "Yep, you need some glasses." And then they did the little test on me where you're supposed to see the number inside of the dotted circles.
Right.
And I couldn't see it.
Well, at least you found out at some point. You could have been like a handful of people that are out there just like, I didn't learn I was colorblind. I didn't learn I was colorblind until 2 days ago.
Yeah. So that was, I think, my senior year of high school, because I started driving at 16, but I didn't get my license until I was 18. I wasn't that determined to get it. So that's where we're at. Or no, I guess it must have been 17. if I was in my senior year of high school, because I turned 18 when I went to college.
Oh, yeah, then yeah.
So I was 17. Okay, that lines up correctly.
All
Even
right.
so, I didn't get my license, in the year I turned 16. I was just doing what I could. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set a bunch of... I need to think about this real quickly. We're going to set a bunch of items I can't cook with right here,
All right.
and then we're going to cook with everything else I can.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that curved hard into colorblindness. Let's get back to convention.
Yeah, okay. So we grabbed our breakfast, and then we just took off and went straight to the convention center, and we got to the convention center probably around 10. So Scooter and I immediately got our passes, and we then just kind of hung out for a bit. Oh, I know what we did next. We went to what we thought was the opening ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
We went there. So MAGFest is an opening ceremony, and it was like the only thing we really could attend until more people started showing up. So I said, "All right, Scooter, you want to go to the opening ceremony?" He said, "Sure." And we sat in a room, and to pass the time, these people set up Pictionary on the NES. Now let me be clear. Pictionary on the NES is probably a decent enough game, but most people know that game because of the title screen music, which is freaking awesome. But it's not as awesome when you're sitting there for 30 minutes and it plays the song on loop, and you just listen to it for half an hour.
Like, I'm looking over and I think Yoshiller was mostly on his phone or like trying to play on his day, but like every time the song looped, I feel like I'm gonna say the fifth time the song looped, I looked over and Yoshiller's like looking down. He's looking a little solemn. I'm like,
oh no! I've had basically a headache all day. I actually should bring that up. Ever since I landed in Baltimore, I've had. I don't want to call it a headache because I know what a headache normally feels like, but when I was flying into Baltimore, I had the pressure on my head, like when your ears need to pop, and I don't know if that's what caused it, but I felt extreme pain on the left side of my face, feeling as though my eyes were gonna pop out.
right.
So it felt so bad, like the pressure was behind my eyes, it made my eyes sting, and so after that, my face has felt sore from the extreme pain that I was experiencing. So it felt like you know how you feel when your muscles are sore when after like a good workout? That's how like that side of my face feels right now. So I've been in a little bit of pain all day. It doesn't ache, it just feels sore.
Okay.
So that's how I felt all day. So I was looking down and I thought what might help is I wear glasses and then I have my face mask over my glasses and then I wear a Yoshi hat or a beanie on top of that. So it's really pressing in on my glasses against my ears. So I would look down and kind of raise my mask up so it's still covering my nose, but so that it wouldn't be pressing down on my ears.
Okay.
So I did that a couple of times. So that's what you might have seen me doing.
Okay.
But as we got closer to like the 20-minute mark, that's when I was also kind of like, maybe I've got a headache coming.
But yeah, so but kind of dating back. So I'm looking over, he's like that, and then there was a couple times like me trying to make the situation feel better. It's like, okay, it's eventually gonna start, but let me just make commentary. It's like every time this song restarts, I giggle a little bit for no reason.
Yeah, it's a 30-second song and we listened to it for 30 minutes. So we listened to it 60 times.
You did the math quicker on that than I could have.
Well, I mean, there's 60 seconds in a minute, so we
Well, I
listened to
mean-
it twice a minute.
I don't know if I'm just getting old or whatnot, but like, spoiler, Scooter's old. I don't know if I'm just getting old or whatnot, but like, you did that in like 2 seconds. I would have been sitting here going, okay, it's 30 and 60, so about a minute later I would have given you a number.
For sure. Yeah, so we listened to it a lot, and it's fine, but I kept making jokes like, how many times are we going to listen to this Pictionary song before it starts? Only for us to realize that was not the opening ceremony. Where they said the opening ceremony was, it was in a different room.
Well, I'm thinking back on it now and I'm remembering it. So they had 2 events called opening ceremony. The one we went to initially was opening ceremony for their live stream GDQ style segment.
Right.
And then a couple people stood up like behind us or to the side of us and said, "Oh, this isn't the actual opening ceremony. Let's go to that." And I was like, "They're going to the actual opening ceremony."
Well,
the pretzels, no.
I'm gonna put them down. It's just the sandwich set has to go with the whoopsies. I did not mean to show that off.
Give me the pretzels.
Yeah, don't put them back. I love pretzels.
I'm
man.
just calling out the meme of like the pumpkin guy for like a children's game. I don't know what that game is even called.
Oh, I don't know. But there, I put the pretzels back there. I can even make a couple if you would like.
But like we got to the actual opening ceremony, and somewhere between our trip over there, I said, it's gonna happen that like at some point during our trip, I'm just gonna start going, and we're both gonna crack up for no reason.
The Pictionary title screen theme is a banger. I just don't need to listen to it 60 times in a row. You understand?
Yeah, which.
While I have these face pains.
Yeah. So if you ever want to look it up, of course, Pictionary, as in the board game / drawing game Pictionary. The artist, if you want to look up more of their work, Tim Follin, Follin.
Yeah.
There's always a comment on it. There's a comment on the one for Pictionary, or Pozniak, the other one people know, that just said, Tim, it was Pictionary. You didn't need to go this hard.
Yeah, so that song's awesome, and I mean, the people of MAGFest, they're people of gaming culture. This is a fan-oriented event, so of course they know things like, oh yeah, the MAGFest title screen theme, we'll just have that playing in the background.
Right.
Anyway, okay, so we went to the opening ceremony. That was nice. Fun stuff.
Very poor choice of words by a few of the staff.
Yeah, it was fine.
They recognized it immediately, but it was still hilarious. Just like, they said X thing, and then they and the person next to him both just did like the speak no evil monkey over the mouth.
Yeah, and the audience roared in laughter. I can kind of repeat it. He was basically saying how people were selling things for charity, and he drew a picture of male genitalia and said something to the effect of like, "Look, it's for kids." And then everyone started laughing. And he's like, "No, the charity's for the kids, not this drawing of a phallic object." So
that was probably the highlight, because I don't know if they recorded it. Oh god, if they recorded it, I'm gonna save that clip, because the guy who runs the D&D panel normally at MAGFest, which was canceled this year unfortunately. He's very good at improv. He went behind the stage and under it, trying to feign a get away from the scene of the crime type deal.
Right. So it was great. So we did that, and then we watched some musical performances. There was a guy playing Mega Man music on the piano. 8-bit, I think.
88.
88-bit.
8-8. So.
Okay. Yeah. So he was very good. And then there was another group of people. There was I believe an Indian guitarist.
Yep.
He was very good.
Yeah, he had a sitar there. He was playing with it too, which was fun.
Yeah, he was very good. And then I watched string guitar player, who is a violinist, who was very, very good.
Yeah, but right about when that started, me and Yoshiller split paths. So I'm gonna let Yoshiller speak about his day more, because it is his video, not mine.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, from there I watched string guitar player, and then I eventually went to the artist alley. And I walked around, so I don't know that my day was super eventful after that. I met up with Chuck and Conroy. I hung out with him for a bit.
Jealous.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him for like a brief minute. You'll probably see him tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, we hung out. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I can bring this up. So we did hang out, and there was a place selling posters. And in front of that place, they had a TV set up with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on it. And there was a sign that said, you can money match one of the guys in charge. And if you money match that guy and you win, you get a free poster. If you lose, you have to buy a poster, basically. So if you're interested in getting a poster anyway, you may as well money match the guy. I didn't need a poster, but I figured I wanted to money match him for the practice. And he did win. He played Incineroar. And the first set, he was in the lead. I started to make a comeback. I got him down to his final stock while I was at 128%, and I was still landing a few hits on him. And eventually, he just lands an attack, and you're like, that's it, I lose.
I was about to say, he did the Incineroar special side B, come here, boy.
Oh, well, you know what? You use that when you realize your opponent's rolling and shielding a lot, which I was doing. So I kept realizing I was being predictable, and he was catching me, and, good stuff on his part. So for the next match, I went as Yoshi, and a similar deal. He took the lead, I started to make a comeback, and he was ultimately the victor. He knew his stuff, and I spoke to some of the other people in charge of the booth, and I guess this guy, I don't remember his name, but he is pretty good. He doesn't win tourneys, but he usually ranks pretty well, and he showed a clear understanding of his stuff. He was very patient. He was perfect shielding at all the right times. I could tell, there were my pockets are full. There were one or two parts where I was kind of catching on to him. I was like, he's going to expect me to do this, so I'm going to do this instead and punish him for it. And it was working. But, he won, so I had to buy a poster, and because I was with Trigger Conroy, I bought him a poster instead. I was like, do you want a poster? And he's like, I don't need one, but he knew I wanted the money match. So I said, I have to buy a poster anyway. So Trigger Conroy loves the Xenoblade, and they had a poster of Mithra. So I went ahead and got him a poster of Mithra. And then around that time is when I met up with Scooter. So Scooter, what were you doing during the day after you split from me? Because you split when I was watching the violinist.
Right. So after we split, I split to do two things: to throw away my drink that I had finished a little bit ago, and also to use the facilities. I'm getting a little too personal, I'm well aware, but
That's fine.
keep going.
That's good.
But then I looked at my phone trying to see who was where, and I realized, oh, it's a little after 3 o'clock. Hey, the vendor hall is open. Let me go down there and find reasons to spend money I shouldn't be spending money. So I did a tour around the vendor hall, and then a lot of times when I come to MAGFest, I tend to go to the indie area and try out a bunch of indie games as well. So, and I have no idea if me getting up got picked up on the camera, but there were a couple that I played and a couple that I recognized. Like, there's one game that's been there for every MAGFest I remember that's a one-dimensional game, if that makes sense. Like, it's basically a string of lights.
Okay.
And you use effectively a door stopper as the controller.
And you have to raise it up to let the light go through?
Yeah, you have to raise it up till you hit a light, and if there's a opposing light, you have to pull it back towards you to attack.
I got you. That's cool.
So it is by all definitions a one-dimensional game.
Cool.
So, but I recognize
Do you know what it's called?
No, it's like a MAGFest staple there.
Oh.
I could explain it. Okay, it's like a graph. It looks like a graph in its design. It's a string of lights that goes along the table for about 10 feet,
okay.
Approximately 3 meters if you're watching in other countries.
Okay.
And then it curves like a graph vertically.
Okay.
And then it goes up another, I want to say another 10 feet.
Okay.
And that's all it is. And it has difficulty levels to it too. So it's level 1 is learning how to control, level 2 is learning how to attack,
sure.
and then level 3 on is just variations of attack, defend, attack, defend.
Sorry, but that's good game design though. The first few levels of a game kind of ease you into its mechanics. So that makes sense to me.
And I wish I knew it, but it looks like that same people, they've made other ones. They've made what I'm going to describe it as a 4-dimensional game. Still the same LED lights, but it's in...
It's VR?
No, it's they have it in I'm going to call it a dodecahedron, but it's probably not the same shape. It's probably more like an octagon, 3D octagon.
Okay, so it's like a booth?
It's like a small collection of booths, but they have a quarter of a booth floor square, or a whole plot of floor for it. But I didn't try it, but it looks like it's the same concept with the lights on the inside, but because everything is reflective surface, in your head, when you look at it first from a distance, you look, it's oh, there's 16 strings of lights in there. Okay, that's no problem. You start standing over it to play it, it's reflecting everything. So 16 strings of 8 lights each string turns into 50,000 lights.
Got it.
So I'm tempted to try it maybe tomorrow, but I tried a couple games today. A handful of them are not out yet. And
sure.
And I don't know if you guys heard me get up because I went to go get business cards for them, so I remember to look into them when I get home.
For sure.
What I looked up is Unbeatable. It's a 2-button rhythm game. For those of you that know Muse Dash, same vein, down to a T actually, but it's got a couple things changed up, and there's also a story to it.
Okay.
But it's basically a rhythm game where it's got a story about a band in it. So that was pretty cool, and they have original music in that game.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, I would like to look this up. The game I played, I should have grabbed the other sticker. Diary of something. It was a shmup, a shoot 'em up, a vertical shoot 'em up. Which I'm gonna say, if you played any Toho game, you probably have experienced this game. But he had a lot of cool ideas. Like if you get this specific power up, you can take a hit and not die.
Oh, okay.
And that power up shows up once every 15 to 20 seconds.
Okay, got it.
And
I think Toho does have a power up like that though, where you're allowed to take one hit.
Yeah.
But
It was the same concept where, like, your hitbox, you look at your character and it's like, oh god, my character's like a 64th of the screen. No, your character's like 6 pixels.
Got it.
So, but yeah. So if you know Toho or how those shooters work, you know how this one works. It just has a couple more mechanics. And I gave him feedback right at the booth. Hey, the harmful stuff and the helpful stuff do clash a little bit, and so maybe something to work that out.
Sure. Make the harmful stuff glow, or the helpful stuff glow, or something. Yeah.
Like they were basically the same heat, like the same saturation, I should say.
Yeah. So someone who's colorblind like me could have an issue with that.
Yeah. But he was impressed because he expects everybody to play story mode. And story mode has tutorial. I said no. I went straight into the arcade mode, which has no tutorial, and I just figured everything else on the fly. So, and apparently I was the one who even though I was an early player, I had gotten the furthest out of everybody, especially considering I did not have a tutorial to teach me the buttons.
Oh wow, nicely done.
So, I think he said like people with higher scores will get something special, especially if they complete the Google survey, which I did. So here's the thing I will tell you: if you go to a convention and they say, "Hey, complete the survey," give it a shot. Even if you don't meet the criteria that they want, there's still the chance that hey, you could win the game that you played and tried for free. A lot of booths were doing that.
Okay, fair enough.
And the last one I played was kind of your. I would like to say like combat-wise, like I would say it's like a Castlevania, like a classic Castlevania in terms of how the level's set up or how the world's set up and everything.
Okay.
But combat is like a fast-paced hack and slash. You have light, you have heavy, you have jump, double jump, and dodge. If you perfect dodge, you freeze time.
Okay.
By the way, this is the point where I'm going to tell you, Age of Calamity.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Basically that.
Okay. That makes sense to me because I 100% of the game.
But yeah, so yeah, it's like that. That's basically what it is. Apparently, the game has a demo on itch.io right now. It's called Scarlet of the City of Devils.
Okay.
Art style, I would say the game is like more of a teen rating compared to everything else I played. So
sure.
Internet, do with that knowledge what you will. I figure Yoshiller tries to make his videos appealing to everybody, and that means everybody. So
sure, but like if you need to talk about something that's a little more mature, that's fine.
I'm just
let me put it this way. My content is family friendly, but it's not only for kids.
Okay. I don't know if it's just because I've been hanging out with you or whatnot. Like what is it? Unless other people around me are doing it, I don't curse, and I don't know if it's because I also do content on YouTube. Shameless plug. But my speech pattern is very much curved away from swearing. Like if I have to, I'll be like, "Here's your 10-second warning." Then I'll curse, and then I'll move on with my day.
Gotcha. I got you.
But yeah, other than that, I went around the arcade area. They had a Pac-Man. They had a Pac-Man. I guess they call it Pac-Man Battle Royale, but it's literally 4-player Pac-Man versus.
That game, that game is awesome. That's like my mom's favorite. That game is awesome.
That is there. So
so I guess I didn't walk around the arcade games at all. I was just around the console.
Yeah, console. Well, I'm not. Yoshiller and I do not do anything. So basically, we have left to right A, B, C, D.
Okay.
A is the arcade area. B is the indie game panel. C is the artist alley, vendor alley, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And D is the console room.
Okay, you might need to take me over to the arcade games because I clearly was only at consoles and the indie games. I didn't go beyond that.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's most of what I did for indie games. There were probably 1 or 2 more I wanted to try, but I was like, okay, I don't know. I got all weekend to try more of them, and this is the first day. Not everybody's here. Let me space out myself. So I went over to the arcade area. The only thing of note in the arcade area is I played DDR for the first time in like 10 years.
Okay.
As per our last recording session, when you are a very large man, you don't move very well or play DDR very well. But I played DDR for the first time in 10 years. I played the first song that I do like it was my normal warm-up song for DDR. I was like, okay, I can do it. I stumbled a few times, but okay, I can do it. Played my second song, which is my normal rotation. I was tripping over the center. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or I'm wearing new shoes, and because of that, I'm like not picking up my foot as much as I need to and tripping over the center plate on the DDR mat. But I basically bottomed out in the middle of the second song. It's like, okay, that's bad. Okay, I better stop. Somebody else probably wants to play.
DDR is tough. I'm glad you tried it though.
I really miss playing DDR. Like, I was telling Yoshiller as we were leaving, roughly the same story, but like, I played DDR Mega Mix back when they came out, and for reference's sake, DDR Mario Mix on very heavy is equivalent to, is the same as
like normal on regular DDR.
Yeah, normal or medium difficulty, or I guess
the hardest song in Mario Mix is like an average song in DDR.
Yeah. Well,
also, I need to point this out real quickly because I've cooked all the things I probably can cook on my island right now. So we're going to change gears and go into crafting tools. And one of the best things I can get is tree branches. And the easiest way to get tree branches is to shake a tree over and over and over. So I got to make sure that this tree doesn't have wasps in it. It
Surprise.
does. Boom. Boom, baby. All right, and now I'm going to shake this tree over and over and over again until I have just a bunch of tree branches that I feel comfortable with. Because the thing to craft... The tool, oh whoops, this is actually the wrong thing. The tool to craft that requires only tree branches is the fishing rod.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I wanted to favorite it actually so I could easily select it. There you go. So, we'll be good.
Just, I don't know, I'm trying to think of now if I want to make the joke of he's going to shake a tree. So do I go with like the music related one, to like with string topics of just like, oh, it's music, shaking. Samba de Janeiro. Not even close, but I thought the other one was, oh, let's go for the other video game reference. Mystery Makers, shake, shake.
No, shake, shake. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So you played or you saw Pac-Man.
Oh no, I played Pac-Man.
Oh, you played Pac-Man. Okay.
Yeah, like, I guess what they said during the opening ceremony. We're gonna rewind about 6 hours at this point.
Okay.
At the opening ceremony, they said they didn't give us a number, but they said because of the pancetta, as one woman called it, and I will forever call it that now.
You can just call it pandemic.
No,
you want to call it pancetta? Be my guest.
No, she gets kudo points because that was hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, because of an ongoing spread of COVID-19. Don't worry, I'm not afraid to mention it. I know some people are afraid of their videos getting demonetized, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Scooter. I don't know how many people are gonna watch this far into this video, so feel free to discuss whatever.
But yeah, basically they said because of the pandemic, there's been much less people here. They said that the amount of people in panels here is equivalent to when at least personally speaking, is about going to be as equivalent as to when it came from my first MAGFest in 2012. Mm-hmm. Again, no numbers given, just given an equivalency size.
Sure.
So, because of that, now we're fast forwarding six hours. Insert your Final Fantasy memes of Alexander forward and back and forward and back. That because there's so few people, not as many people are at the arcade area, which is why I was even able to play DDR in the first place tonight.
Sure, I imagine DDR is usually one of the more common.
Everything that's music there, if at a full-blown con, has a line that at least for perspective, I'm going to give it a Yoshiller, but I'll give feet for you at home. It's basically a line that goes from our front door to the bathroom door, and that's on a slower.
That's about 20 people in line.
Yeah. So, about 10 feet of line.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was just like, I was like looking, like, okay, I'm gonna play one of these DDR machines, I don't care which one, but I need to have the 4-arrow ones, because the 5-arrow ones confuse me.
Yeah, I don't like the 5-arrow ones.
And it's like, okay, let me do this one that I know nothing about, and as soon as they did that, the particular machine I'm familiar with freed up, it's like, oh, okay, mine now.
Great.
But yeah, so, I did that, and then, I think at that point, that's when I did another lap through the vendor hall, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy myself a MAGFest shirt for the event, and I'm also going to buy Pietro and Celeste for Yoshiller.
Yes, Scooter generously bought me pins of Pietro and Celeste, and I really, really appreciate it.
Which I will say, like in case you guys don't see it, it is, I think they're original poses at least, but they're enamel pins. And the enamel for Celeste on the starbed she's holding does glow in the dark.
I appreciate that. They're high quality pins. Like these are not like cheap $1 pins. Like these look legitimate.
Yeah.
That actually, I wanted to bring that up. The Artist Alley at MAGFest is probably the best Artist Alley I've seen at a convention.
Oh yeah.
There are people that sell things at PAX, and there are people that sell things at Smash tourneys. That's usually where I see the most Artist Alley stuff. I don't usually buy things when I go to conventions, to be completely honest. I might buy something for a friend, but for myself, like, I don't need extra plushes or clothes or anything like that. I bought some Pokemon pins. I was really impressed. And, you know, I technically bought that poster for Trigger Conroy. But I don't need stuff, and now I keep passing by various parts, and I'm like, I kind of want stuff. And I have to restrain myself, which is fascinating. It's not a problem I had before.
I mean, do not, like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and go, here's our monetary wealth combined. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, you're at a convention, especially as far as I'm aware, also, I will say, like, this is probably the best well-stocked vendor hall I've seen in a convention, of the many I've gone to.
Yeah.
Spend money and enjoy yourself. Of course, within a limit, but I'm also going to say, if you need something bad enough, cave into capitalism, you have a credit card.
I do, and that's what I've been using. But I don't need more. I already have so much stuff in my room, Scooter. It's nice to have souvenirs, but I really don't need more stuff. So maybe I'll buy one more thing, but I also need to save some money so I can go to future events and spend money there, you know? So he got me a Pietro pin, which I appreciate, and then he got me Celeste, which are two of my favorite characters.
Hi, Pietro.
Hi, PA.
Bringing back the same joke. Call to come back and never left.
For sure. So that's where we're at. And yeah, so around that time, Scooter and I met up, and then Scooter and I were going to head out, and then he informed me that there is a MAGFest Pokemon League.
Yeah, so, I thought you had seen it at some points, but I was like, oh right, Yoshiller does competitive battling Pokemon Baton.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll mention it to him and see what he does with it tomorrow. Keep in mind, remember, Yoshiller has not a headache, but basically a sore behind his left eye.
Just face pain. So like the sooner I can lie down, the better. And Scooter also reminded me, like, I have to record Animal Crossing today. So if we go back to the hotel at a more reasonable hour, that's preferable. So, but as we were getting ready to leave, Scooter was like, did you see the Pokemon, the MAGFest Pokemon League? And I said, no, there's a MAGFest Pokemon League? And so I went down and played a little bit of it, and I'll play more tomorrow. That's probably going to be most of my day tomorrow, so I'm glad you told me. Tomorrow I actually have to do a panel in the morning with my friend Laughing Boy LP, who's been on this series before. And then after that, I will probably just head straight over to Pokemon. Actually, no, at 2:30, I promised my friend I'd go visit this Ocarina panel, and they might be giving away Ocarinas, so I might try to get one of those. So between basically the 1 hour gap between my panel and this Pokemon, or between my panel and the Ocarina panel, I'll probably play like an hour of Pokemon.
Yeah. So, yeah, I will say, I mean, I will say, if anybody's curious, we don't have. Well, he technically does, but probably doesn't want to. We don't have a portable way to record the matches, so probably no baton of what's going on.
I wasn't intending to record it for a YouTube video, but if it becomes a significant part of this trip, maybe I'll make tweets about it. Yeah. As it stands, if you guys haven't done a convention Pokemon League before, imagine it's a regular Pokemon League. You get 8 badges, and then you compete in a Pokemon League at the end, like you do in the games, but it's fan run. So the gyms are run by fans who are using more competitive strategies. And in this case, the league at the end is a tournament bracket of 16 players, if they get 16. So I want to win that. I don't know if there's a prize, but you know me, I love my bragging rights.
They're usually like a lot, like every tournament there is some prize, like
money.
Well, MAGFest doesn't do like a material prize. It's like, at least in years past when I've competed, it's been like, hey, here's this coupon. It gives you $10 or $25 off at the vendor hall.
I like that. I'll go buy another pin and say this is the pin I won from, or this is the pin I got for winning the Pokemon tourney. I'll gladly do that.
Because I want to say the one tournament I competed in MAGFest, that was the 2012 year, the first year I went. I competed in the Pac-Man Versus, which is the one person on the Game Boy Advance Pac-Man.
Right.
I competed in that. I got 4th place, but that's out of 12 participants.
Sure.
So technically I won, and I got like $1 off coupon basically.
I'll take that, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna win the Smash tourney or if I'll even enter the Smash tourney. The Pokemon tourney though, I might be okay because my strategies are off the wall, And that's what helped me get Master Ball rank in the first place. So if I just fight someone, I mean, Pokemon's a matter of, if I fight someone who's ill-prepared, I'm going to win. So...
Yeah. I think that speaks to your benefit. Like, I mean, here I am saying again, it's odd that I'm saying it as I'm appearing in a Yoshiller video, but Yoshiller, I watch your videos. I've seen Bata. I'm sitting there. We're going down to do this. And we're going down so he can try out this try and get him a badge out of the 8. And I'm saying, and I figuratively poke him in the jab inside. So it's like, so are you starting off with Goldberg?
Oh, my Quagsire? Yeah, I didn't bring Goldberg. So what you do for this, you have to write down 9 Pokemon you're going to use, and you're locked to those 9 for all your gym badges. And I didn't have much issue doing that because, I use the same Pokemon over and over.
Yeah.
So I just opened up my PC box, and I was poking around, and I was like, I'll use these 9. I'll use, the 6 or 7 that got me to Master Ball rank, and then just 2 other reliable Pokemon. And then the important thing is you can't have duplicate Pokemon, and you can't have duplicate items. So the duplicate items help sway me into, the final 2 Pokemon I wanted to pick. Okay. So, one Pokemon I registered was Shedinja.
Oh.
But that'll come into play for the tournament specifically. Because someone could be very anxious about the fact that Shedinja's just on my team. So they're going to bring things to take care of Shedinja. Or vice versa. If I choose to bring Shedinja, all I have to do is, I say this like it's easy, I focus on any Pokemon that I think could KO Shedinja. And there are some Pokemon that my opponent might bring, let's say a Clefairy, that's competitively viable, or Clefable. The odds are pretty good that they won't have moves that'll hit Shedinja.
Yeah.
So I don't gotta worry about them.
Stuff
like that.
Speaking of you and your wall-to-wall stuff, I love people who use not the meta, but somehow because they're not meta, they throw people off their game so hard.
Yeah, I use stuff that's not regularly in the meta, but I build my teams based on what I see other people use in the meta. So, common example, if I may get into Pokemon talk, people love using the Tapus: Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Fini. You know what they all have in common?
Top of the morning?
They don't regularly hit Shedinja.
I had to sit here thinking, yeah, actually.
Because they all... So Tapu Koko runs its electric attacks and runs its fairy attacks, and maybe it has one other attacking move, but I don't think it's going to have something like Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse.
Right.
And then Tapu Fini might have Mystical Fire if it can learn it. I don't know if it can, because I don't regularly see it. But it usually has Moonblast. It might have Muddy Water. It might have Psychic or an Ice move. But it's most likely not going to have something that hits Shedinja. And if it does, guess what? Shedinja can learn Ally Switch, which switches its position on the field when you're in a doubles battle. So that allows me to scope it out and see what my opponent would do.
That's hilarious. I love it.
And then as soon as I use Ally Switch once, I'm in my opponent's head. It's like, am I going to use it? Don't have to if I don't need to.
Ooh, when's he gonna do it?
So, yeah. Combine that with the fact that I also use a Zoroark on my team, and Zoroark Shedinja is actually kind of mean.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I thought about that a little bit ago. Hey, Money Rock.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But I thought about that because I know you use a Zoroark, but then as you were bringing it up, it's Zoroark Shedinja sounds like the meanest thing you could run.
Zoroark has its uses. It would obviously be better if Team Preview didn't exist, but it does. So I got to take advantage of the fact that Team Preview exists and be like, you think I'm gonna do Zoroark Shedinja this match? Because you're about to be in big trouble.
But
see, I defeated one player who actually had a pretty fun team. He had a ghost team, and he was running a Sinistea. And Sinistea has a move. I think the move is just called Tea Time.
Yes.
And it forces all players to eat their berries. Doesn't matter for me. But he used that to buff all his Pokemon on the field, because he had a Mimikyu that held a berry that boosts its defense, and then he had Mimikyu use Swords Dance, and the Mimikyu has an ability so that it can take a hit.
Right.
And then his Sinistea itself was holding a berry that boosts its speed, and then he used Sinistea throughout the battle to buff the stats of its ally. But I won because I was running a similar strategy. I had an Alcremie, and its goal was to buff the stats of my allies. So that was nice. That worked out. I got my first badge. I'll try to get the other 7 tomorrow. And then that way Saturday it can just be tourney time. I won't have really any other commitments because the panels I want to see are on Friday. So
Simple enough.
But yeah, after that Pokemon event, Scooter and I went home. And then after resting for about 15 minutes, I booted up Animal Crossing, and here we are.
And then we started telling the story about how we got breakfast in the morning, and then we had pancakes. Okay, no, we're not. I'm not going to Groundhog Day you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything major. Yeah, I hung out with Trigger Conroy for a bit. That was very nice. I'm not cooking. Whoops, I'm doing the wrong thing. I have a crafting station over here. It's right beside it. That's what I wanted. It's been so long. All right, so yeah, now I'm crafting fishing rods. Fishing rods. I can craft 7 more, and then we'll see what the stats are. We'll see what the stats are after that, and then maybe I'll craft some document stacks or something. I'm running out of supplies. I need to get more iron nuggets, and I can't get any more without going on a Nook Miles island tour, and I'd rather not do that today. So we were cooking and crafting tools instead, so that tomorrow, when I go back to crafting document stacks over and over and over and over and over again, will be, at least it won't be back to back with another video I just did. So
it'll at least be a little different. That way, it's just like did I not just watch the same video 24 hours ago?
For sure.
You, viewer at home, valued viewer at home who watches every Yoshiller video the minute it comes out.
I appreciate you.
You the real one.
Yeah, that was our first day of MAGFest, and given the circumstances, I had a nice time. I acknowledge that what's going on right now with conventions, they're just doing what they can. We're all trying to find that sense of normalcy. The capacity of MAGFest is usually like 10 times what it is here.
Yeah.
So it is kind of nice to just be able to go around and do stuff. But I acknowledge that normally it's a lot more crowded. There's a lot more people here. I know a lot of people bailed. Actually, I want to see. I got more vines, so I should be able to craft 1 or 2 more items that require them.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm trying to. Dang it! I was just trying to think of something and I forgot it right then and there.
MAGFest has lower capacity than usual. Things are not normal. I don't know. That's what I was mentioning.
Yeah. Well, I suppose just because you have been to one in the past, so you have a sample size, but like basically there's an atrium on the second floor of the convention area.
Sure.
That is usually like the meet and greet area. Like if you've seen anybody take a picture of some big YouTube personality, they're usually amongst an atrium, and there's good chance there's 300 people in there. Like that atrium that we walked through about 3 or 4 times today, usually that's absolutely packed.
Gotcha.
Like there's basically like a person-wide gap through the whole thing, so people can go front to the other elevators and back to the rest of the convention center.
Sure.
But like the few times we walked through there was like, I would say 10 people most times.
Yeah, there were some people that I recognized.
No,
Oh, frick!
let's say I think you bonked that rock already.
I think I did bonk all of them, didn't I? Well, this is good timing. I have to get another one anyway. So I will go and I'll buy a flimsy shovel. You know what? I should buy a flimsy shovel and upgrade it so it counts as me crafting 1 extra tool. Actually, it takes hardwood to craft a shovel. So I can just craft it and be 1 tool closer.
Oh, let's say, do you have the materials for the shovel?
For the shovel, if it's just hardwood, I should. If it needs more, then I'll figure it out from there. But here, we'll craft technically 2 more tools for this video, and then I'll get ready to wrap things up. Alright, so here we go. Let's craft, yes please. And then we can do tools. I need a flimsy shovel, and that's, yeah, just hardwood. And that's softwood. You know what? I'll make one of those real quickly. I'll make one of those, and then I'll make a flimsy shovel, and I'll upgrade that to a regular shovel, and then we'll be 3 tools closer to completion, and then we'll see how far away I am from doing everything. Alright?
Spoiler warning, still a lot.
It's still a lot, but I'll be closer than I was ever before. Cool. Alright. Here we are.
Remember, it's about the destination, not the journey.
That's correct. And then, I selected the wrong item. Give me, well actually, first things first.
You have 2 vaulting poles.
Yeah, which of these wasn't there before? I think it was this one?
I don't know. You've only pulled up this radio dial 3 times, and I don't think I was paying attention to either of those times.
I messed up. Well, okay, I know what I need to do. I know which vaulting pole was not there before, so I'll just sell it. And whatever that removes from the favorites list, that's where the shovel was before.
Alright.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Yeah, my name's Bradley, but thank you.
No, you're Stan now.
I guess I'm a Stan now.
You're a Stan of K-pop. Oh, God.
KK pop.
Okay.
Alright, so
Is this what improv's like, by the way?
sometimes. This is what happens when I hang out with Checker Conroy all day.
This is all just wordplay. I don't hate this, by the way. I do this in my own spare time when I'm doing the stuff solo. But that's just, if this is what improv is, holy cow, I can do improv.
No, yeah, improv is, well, like when you got a partner, it's easy. Improv is not hard. What's hard is making people laugh with it.
Right. That's the problem, I think. Well, I think a lot of people struggle with.
Right, a lot of people try to go like, let me go for the funniest thing. I'm gonna kill you! And it's like, well, you just killed the scene.
Yeah, you killed the room.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, so this was the one. Boom. Okay, now to go and sell the rest of this stuff.
I mean, speaking of low-hanging fruit, if I'm just like in years past, go for the low-hanging fruit, will make people laugh. First thing people think of, fart joke.
Right. It depends on the audience. A lot of what's fortunate about improv is if someone goes to an improv show, they'll acknowledge that it's, difficult. The important thing is to not say anything extremely offensive.
Right. Like this sentence right here. Yoshiller didn't cut the audio. I just left dead air.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what are you gonna say? Okay, now we're good.
No.
You had me excited there, Scooter.
No, I'm saying this just because this is what I am. I'm a white man in my mid-30s. I am the person who should be saying the least amount of offensive stuff because I am the prime demographic of people who get canceled for saying that stuff.
What's easy is if you make fun of yourself. So in my case, I'd make fun of the fact that I was scrawny. So we used that or that I was, me being light helped as well because we did a bit. There's an improv game where you act out, you're with two other people and you act out a scene and then another group of 3 people are muted the entire time. Okay. And they come back in and try to recreate the scene. And so when you play that improv game, you want to do big, grand actions that have nothing to do with your scene.
Oh, I love it.
So I think the one I had to do was we were on a camping trip. And I was like, oh man, let me just lay down. And they would say, oh, Bradley, you can't lay there. Let's pick you up and carry you to another location. So they'd pick me up and carry me. And then the 3 people that came in to redo the scene, one of them was a bigger lady. She was super funny. And so she lied down, and then the other 2 people tried to pick her up. And they're like, why don't we pick you up and move you? And then they couldn't pick her up. And they're like, you know what? We'll just leave you there. And it was like the perfect setup. So stuff like that, right? You use what you got. So I made fun of the fact that I was skinny and light, and they made fun of the fact that she was a little more overweight. So it was perfect. So the point being, if you make fun of yourself, it's perfect. Like in improv, Wayne Brady constantly makes fun of the fact that he's black. In Colin Mockery constantly makes fun of the fact that he's bald. And then they constantly poke fun at Drew Carey, like joking that he's gay. Or I don't actually know if he is gay or not, but they make fun of it all the time.
Nobody knows. I think a lot of times they point out the obvious of him being a large lad. Used to be, at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, so, I guess one of my standard bits is when I say this whole thing of I shouldn't be making these jokes is because I'm whiter than sour cream. I'm almost transparent.
Sure. I get that. There's a level of comfort that needs to be had, and it gets easier as time goes along. Obviously, I've also been doing YouTube videos for a long time, so that helps. I've spoken with a fair share of people who've had different senses of humor. So doing improv and doing YouTube videos isn't so different. It's just when I do a lot of my YouTube videos, I'm by myself. At least in this case, I get to chat with you.
Yeah, at least you have at least one person about something. Oh, hey, that's new. I guess I'm ruining the illusion of videos of where I am in this series. You didn't miss this. You're not missing the movie this time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Emma sent me a projection screen, so that's here now. When it lines up, because I do still have the projector back here, and it does the eye level. It's probably a little higher than it used to be, but it does line up pretty well.
Yes. So, yeah, like I said, again, I watch Yoshiller stuff, but I'm also behind because of personal issues, basically. So I'm still in the timeline of I always see the credits.
I appreciate you watching my content and take no offense if you choose to stop or skip ahead.
But anyway. Oh, God.
That's where we're at. So I'm going to sell these fishing rods. In fact, I'll make one more vaulting pole. And then I'll finally check the stats, and then I will conclude today's video, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, vaulting pole being made out of softwood is very useful because I got to bonk trees for wood pieces, and you don't always know what type of wood piece you're going to get. But now I have a use for all the softwood pieces I'll get now.
you know, hit him with the Go Forrest Gump box of chocolates bit.
Oh yeah. All right, Timmy, Tommy, boy, do I got more tools for you guys. You guys are never gonna run out of supplies again.
Okay, that was quiet and subdued, but I just did the hand motion. Boy.
Boys. Boys. Plural. Here we are. So yeah, all things considered, a decent first day at MAGFest. That's where that took off.
Yeah. And I think I said before, but I'm going to say it again, you know. Maybe we'll have more to talk about because it's Thursday. This is day one, and also it's Thursday. People who have typical 9-to-5 jobs, they can't leave their 9-to-5 job on Thursday.
Yeah. Tomorrow's probably even more crowded.
Oh, yeah.
Or Saturday probably will be the most
Saturday
crowded
will be the big day.
So for tools, we're at 1, 2, 3, 2. I think we were at 1, 1 something. It might have been like 1, 1, 7. So I think we did 60 tools today.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. It's tools will take the longest. You know, I did like 200 pieces of furniture yesterday. We're at 2012 with that one.
Oh, good.
And then the cooking one was called Miles. Where are they? Oh, thank you.
Right. There you go.
We're at 352 for that one. I cooked everything I could. I didn't get more supplies from the Captain Boat ride. And I'm not going to be able to cook anything tomorrow because it's going to take 2 days for things to grow back in at the minimum.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I want to do that today. So tomorrow I could focus on crafting furniture or tools or something.
All right.
So that's where we're at. So 352. That will definitely be knocked out by the end of the series. Tools is the tricky one. Furniture will definitely be knocked out as well. It's just that's gonna take like 2 or 3 more days.
Oh gosh.
So, I'll do it though. Scooter, thank you for keeping me company while I did it.
You're my pleasure. I mean, if I had somebody else with me stay in my room and if I invited them and they said no, I'd feel a little bad. But
no, don't feel bad. I gave Scooter the option. I said, "Do you want to join me for Animal Crossing?" And he said, "Sure." So here we are.
Yeah. Which I will say, if she's still watching, hey Emma, I'm playing Animal Crossing. Massive air quotes.
Yeah, look, he's holding the controller. Press the B button. You played Animal Crossing.
I'm playing Animal Crossing.
I'll take that back now. All right, folks. I think that's gonna do it for these monotonous tasks. The MAGFest saga isn't over. We'll probably do this again tomorrow night. For now, I gotta wrap up and go to bed, and then we gotta get up somewhat early so we can try to get that free breakfast again.
Yes.
And then I have a panel tomorrow morning too, but that's a little later. Okay. For now, that wraps this video of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you're not too fond of these MAGFest videos, well then I don't know why you watched it all the way to the end, but thank you. The commentary and the video quality will go back to normal in a couple more days, but we gotta get through MAGFest first. Alright, I hope to see you all in future videos though. Bye-bye, humans! Bye! Woo! Alright, and that's a whoosh!
Wait, we whooshed?
We whooshed now.
Hey, thank you for watching my video. If you want to continue to support my content, the best thing you can do is like this video and subscribe to my channel. All you have to do is click the little buttons down below. Also, please be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with my video schedule. My tag is @RealYoshiller. I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye! Whoosh!